everyone, how's it going? I hope you're ready for a super challenging, sweaty core workout. Today is going to be all about the abdominals. So one quick thing to mention before we begin. A lot of our class today is going to be spent on our hands. So you really want to protect your shoulders and wrists. If you need more of a warm-up for those two target areas, go for it. Make sure you listen to those two parts of your body and don't have any pain. If you have a block, awesome, grab it. If you have 2 blocks, even better. If you don't have blocks, no worries. You can still do all of the class today. One last thing before we start. I'm going to talk about and break down our plank position really quickly. So the plank position is a pretty common pose, and it's actually a lot harder than it looks. It's hard to do a really good plank. So this is our plank pose. You want to make sure that you're starting with hand and arm awareness. Your fingers are spread, your shoulders are directly above your wrists, and you're not letting your butt drop or lift like I just showed you. So keeping a straight line either from your heels to the crown of your head, or if you'd like to drop your knees, keeping a straight line from your knees to the crown of your head. All right, so there are several different ways to do plank and different things to focus on. Today, 2 key things we're going to focus on in all of our planks. First one is that we want to slightly dome our back, so spread your shoulder blades. Second thing is that I want you to tuck your tailbone. When you tuck your tailbone, it's going to help you draw your abs, your belly button in, and make you really use your entire core. So pressing away from the mat, spreading your shoulder blades, and tucking your tailbone slightly. All right, come onto your hands and knees and just spend a few minutes taking a warm up here, taking a few cat-cows, rounding and arching your back. At the same time, think about your fingers, your wrists, your shoulders. So as you move through your cat-cows, just play around a little bit. Shift forward and back, activate your fingers, spread your fingers really wide, grip the mat, try to feel a connection with each of your knuckles and the mat. As you move through your cat-cows, think about your tailbone. Think about your tailbone coming up and then rounding down. Think about your low back and think about your scapulus, your shoulder blades, your upper back. So really start to practice that doming position. As you round your back and you look down, can you feel your shoulder blades spreading wide? Maybe take a few circles with your hands and your wrists, really stretching on either side of them. And again, we've done a lot of wrist warm-ups over the past few videos together. So if you think that you need more of a warm-up today, pause the video and do a few more wrist stretches if you need. I'm leaving this warm-up pretty much up to you today. So just take about another minute. Start to connect with your breath, taking a few deep inhales and exhales through your nose, maybe taking some wrist circles, maybe some neck circles, whatever it is that you feel like you need before we get started. And to get started, when you're ready, we're going to start off with kind of a Lelikelen prep. It looks very simple. It is extremely challenging, and it is going to activate your entire core. So come to your knees, bring your hands down to the mat, slide them back so your hands are about halfway down your thigh. Dome your back, pull your abs in, press your hands into the mat, and try to lift your knees a little bit. Maybe you're just coming up an inch. You're gonna feel it either way. If you can bring your knees all the way up towards your chest with just the tops of your feet lightly pressing on the ground, do that too. Come up as high as you can. Again, even if you're barely coming off of the ground, you're still gonna feel this in your abs. So even if you're not feeling very impressive, you're not feeling like you're lifting up very high, doesn't matter. Come up for a second one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Come down, relax, take a deep breath. And we're going to do one more. Plant your hands, round your back, tuck your abs in, shift forward, come up. 5, 4, breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Gently set back down. I love those as a warm-up because they take about 10 seconds and your entire body is on fire. Roll out your shoulders a few times and then slowly make your way into your first down dog of the day. So if you need, bend one knee, then the other. Maybe start with your heels lifted. Start pressing your hips up and back. Suck your abs in, suck your belly button in as if you want to touch your spine with your belly button. Inhale, lift your heels, and exhale, slowly press your heels back down towards the ground. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press your heels down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, press your heels down. Check in with your hands. Pull your hands towards the center as if you want to touch your thumbs. Lift your heels, round your back, and shift forward into plank. Inhale, lift your hips, shift back into down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward into plank one more time, rolling each of your vertebrae, and shift back, down dog. Inhale, start to shift forward. Exhale, plank position. Inhale, lift your hips back. Exhale, down dog. Awesome. Drop your knees. Take a really brief active child's pose just to give your shoulders and arms a quick break. And on your next inhale, lift your chest. Make any adjustments that you need. Maybe tuck in your shirt, do your hair, whatever it is. And lift your hips back up into down dog. This is going to be a fast-paced class, so at any point if you need a break, go for it. Roll forward into your plank pose, and we're going to hold this for a minute. Again, check in with your hands, spread your fingers, shift your weight forward, keep your shoulders directly above your wrists. Dome your upper back slightly, so not going too crazy with it, but just separating your shoulder blades, feeling your serratus, the muscles that come around the back of your shoulder blades and connect to your rib cage on either side, feeling those activate as you separate your shoulder blades. Tuck your tailbone, zip your abs in. Imagine that you're sucking in your belly. You have to fit into some really tight, skinny place. Suck it in, keep it in tight. If you want even more fire, imagine pulling your hands towards your feet and your feet towards your hands, almost as if you want to fold up your mat. So pull your hands back, pull your feet forward. You won't see any difference, but you will feel it for sure. Awesome work. Almost there. Inhale and exhale back to down dog. Excellent. So down dog today is going to be our resting pose. If down dog is not a resting pose for you, feel free to drop your knees and take a brief child's pose. You can do that at any point. If you're in down dog, stay there for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, relax your jaw. And inhale, bring your right leg up. Slowly, we're going to bring our knee towards your chest, and we're going to draw a box with your knee. So your knee is going to go toward your right armpit, down to the wrist, across to the other wrist, up to the armpit. Right, down, left, up. Right, down, left, up. Awesome. We're going to change directions. Left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. At no point touching the ground. Last box. Go for it. Keep your abs scrunched in as you can and extend your leg up and back and set it down, down dog. One more of those. So we're going to do the other side now. If you need to drop your knees and hips quickly into a brief child's pose just to give your arms a quick break, go for it. And meet back in down dog. Next inhale, lift your left leg. You know where we're going here. Fight through it. Try to find peace and calm through a tough posture. Knee to the armpit, down, over, up, over, down, over, up, over. When you come up, we're doing 3 boxes one way, then 3 boxes the other way. When you come up towards your armpit, see how high you can get your knee towards your chest. When you finish your 6 boxes, extend your leg and exhale, bring your foot down to the mat. Awesome work. Take a deep breath in down dog. Press your hips up and back. Bend your knees gently and step or hop forward towards the top of your mat. Inhale, extend your spine long, look forward, and exhale, Uttanasana. Maybe grab hold of your elbows. Just let everything hang, shake it out, shake out your head, relax your jaw, relax your eyes. Feel your back releasing. Bend your knees as much as you need to bring your palms underneath your feet. So your feet are stepping on the tops of your palms, Palahastasana. Press your toes into the crease of your wrist. And inhale, open your chest. Exhale, slowly start to bend down, using your toes to massage out your wrist, massage your hand, and at the same time stretching your hamstrings, the backs of your legs, pressing your hips up. Release your hands out from under your feet. Inhale, open your chest, and exhale, come to a seated position. Come down as slow as you can. See if you can sit without falling back. And immediately come into boat pose, Navasana. This is where you may want to have your blocks handy. So if you have them, just bring them to either side of your body, one on each side. If you don't have them, again, no worries. You can do this without the blocks. Navasana, your spine is long, your chest is open. For today, I'm going to have you keep your legs bent. If you'd like to bring your hands behind your thighs to help out, that's okay. Second part of the series, come down to Ardha Navasana. So just your legs and chest are hovering. Then you're going to come back up, press your hands, touch your toes to the ground, and lift your bum. If you'd like to use the blocks, it will make it a bit easier for you. And if you want more of a challenge, then lift up without using the help of your toes. So lift up your feet, your legs, and your bum. Keep your abs tucked in. And we're going to do that same sequence 5 times. So Navasana, Ardha Navasana, Navasana, lift. Come up into your boat pose. Exhale down, half boat. Inhale up, boat. Exhale, press your hands down, lift. Awesome. Boat pose, Ardha Navasana, boat pose, and lift. Even if you're not close to lifting off the ground, doesn't matter. You're still going to be working your abs just by pressing your hands and trying to lift. You're getting a huge workout. Boat, Ardha Navasana, boat pose, and lift up. We have one more sequence. Come down to half boat, come back up to boat. Press, lift as best as you can. Awesome work. Let yourself come and fall back down onto your back. Release, stretch out your hands, your legs. Take a full body stretch, should feel really good. Try to include your abs in that stretch. So we often don't think of our abs as a muscle that we can stretch, but they are. Do your best to stretch them out, and then take a happy baby. Grab the outside of your feet. Your arms are passing to the inside of your knee. Press your knees down towards the ground. Maybe rock back and forth. If this pose is really uncomfortable or it's really tough, you can do one leg at a time. And we're here for about a minute, so we're going to take a full release here. Happy baby is it's awesome for low back pain. Just a few minutes of happy baby every day will really help you release your low back. Feel free to play around and move any way that you'd like. Fall down to one side, then the other. Rock back and forth. Press your tailbone down towards the ground. So keep your spine as long as you can throughout this posture. A few more deep breaths here. And relax your feet, let go of your feet, hug your knees in for one breath. Exhale. Let your feet come down. If you have a block or something similar, grab it. Honestly, at this part, you can use a water bottle, a shoe, anything. Put your block or your object between your thighs and your abdomen. Come up to a seated position, and we're going to roll back and forth about 8 times, trying not to lose your block or your water bottle or whatever it is. So you need to keep your core tight, your hip flexors as well, and that will help you rock back and forth while keeping that block there. It's actually a lot harder than it looks. Make sure you're breathing with each roll. Make sure you're protecting your spine. And when you finish your 8 rolls, you're going to come release the block, set it to the side, and come to a standing position at the top of your mat. Take a few moments to shake it out, Uttanasana, forward fold. And then we're going to move into a really awesome deep core workout. It's going to depend a little bit on your flexibility, so you're going to need to bring your palms flat down to the ground. If you need to bend your knees, go for it. If you do have blocks, you can always put your hands up on blocks. And the first thing you're going to do is just lean your weight into your hands and then back into your feet. Maybe that's all you do for today. Lean forward and lean back. If you'd like to take it a step farther, try to lift your right foot, plug the femur in, lean forward, then lean back and lift your left foot. Step 3 is to try to touch your toes to your wrist, changing from one foot than the other. Again, if that is completely inaccessible and impossible at this moment, no worries. Just see if you can lean your weight forward onto your hands and then back onto your feet. You're going to feel a core workout either way. If you can do the wrist toe taps, we're going to do 10 of them. Make sure you're breathing. Really suck your core and zip up your abs. Keep them tight. You're using your hip flexors here. You're using your deep abs, your transverse abdominis. So this is not just the six-pack abs on the surface. It's the deeper horizontal abs that run from the front of your stomach all the way around back and protect your lower back. When you finish your 10, take a pause, forward fold, let your spine relax, and we're going to move into one more series. So if you need to shake out your wrists, do that. Bring them back down to the ground, spread your fingers, and 10 more. Either just weight transfers, maybe just plugging your femur up into the joint, lifting the one foot then the other, or maybe going for the 10 toe taps. Just a couple more. We're almost done. Awesome work. Keep your entire core tight. Awesome. When you finish your 10, take a brief forward fold. Let your spine relax. Maybe bend one knee and then the other. Maybe shift from side to side. And slide your hands underneath your feet one more time. Headstand. This is going to be a really nice release on your wrists. See if you can lift up your heels. So put all of your weight into your toes and press your toes into the wrist crease between your palm and your wrist. Release. Bring your palms back down to the mat. Step your feet back. Down facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Few deep breaths here. Press your hips up and back. Suck your belly button in. Spread your shoulder blades and shift forward, rounding your back, plank pose. Come down onto your forearms. Adjust so that you have your shoulders directly above your elbows. You're pressing your heels back. Your tailbone is slightly tucked, just like before. You're still slightly doming your upper back here. You're spreading your wings, and we're going to be here for a minute. Again, if you want more fire, imagine that you're sliding your hands back. Pull your hands back with as much force as you can without actually moving them. And at the same time, pull your feet forward. Imagine that you're trying to touch your feet to your hands and your hands to your feet, but you're not actually moving anything. So I'm doing it right now in the video. You can't see it, but I am, and it makes the pose a whole lot harder. Awesome work. A few more seconds. Keep breathing. Deep inhales through your nose. Relax your jaw, relax your eyes, relax your forehead. If you need to bring your knees down, you can always do that. Don't give up. Bring your knees down rather than fully giving up. We're building deep stability in our postures today, so we're working on our transverse abdominis. Those are not the vertical six-pack abs. They are a layer of abs that run deeper. They run horizontally around your rib cage, around your core, and connect to your low back. All right, step back up onto your hands. Turn onto one side, your left hand directly under your shoulder, and your right hand is going to come up to the sky and then curl down under your rib cage, side plank, and you're curling your hand under 5 times. 2, and last one. Nice job. Come back down, switch to the other side. 5 more of those with your left hand up this time. Curl your left hand under your rib cage. Really move. You're getting into your obliques now. So we're trying to hit all of the ab muscles that work to protect our core, to give us stability. Awesome work. Come back to the center. We're going to do one more time on each side. Right hand up. Curl it under your body. Make sure that you're protecting your left shoulder. Keep pressing up and away from the mat. Lift your hips as high as you can. Breathe. Come back to the center. One last side. Awesome work. Curl your hand under. Reach as far as you can towards the right. Under your body. Lift your hips. Press away from the mat. Protect your right shoulder. And press your hips up and back, down dog. Awesome. Drop your knees. Come into a brief child's pose. Great job. All right, you should be really tired by this point. I know I am. We have just 2 last challenges. So dig deep, stick with it. And the next one, it's surprisingly hard. I'm going to give you the option to stay at point A, or you can go and push through to point B. So press back up into your down dog. Spread your fingers wide, hips up and back. And on your next inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, bend your knee towards your chest and stretch your left leg under your body and extend it out towards the right side, coming to rest on the outside of your foot. Shift forward, lift your right hand. Maybe stay here, A. Maybe lift your right leg, B. Hold on to it. You're here for 10 seconds total. We're almost done. Keep breathing. Dig deep. Awesome work. Bring your hand and foot back down. Step back. Press your left leg up and back. Bring it down to down dog. Way harder than you think, right? We're digging into ab muscles we don't always use. Lift your right leg up and back. Stretch it under your body towards the left side. Shift forward. Lift your left hand. A, maybe lift your left leg. B, try to keep your shoulders and your hips as squared as possible down towards the ground. Lift your hips. Great work. Come back down. Press back to 3-legged dog. Set your foot down. Really nice. Take one quick break. Give your shoulders a second of relief, and then we're going to do it one more time on each side. You can do it. Your arms are probably really tired, as well as your core. Press back into down dog. Lift your left foot. Stretch it under your body over towards the right side. Lift your right hand. Maybe lift your right leg. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Set them down. Stretch your left leg back and set it down. Down dog. Last one. Lift your right leg. Stretch it under your body and towards the left side. Lift your left hand. Maybe lift your left leg. 3, 2, 1. Set them down. Nice work. Stretch your leg up and back. Come down into your child's pose. I would recommend letting your arms come back behind you alongside your body. So give your shoulders a break here. Let your forehead rest to the ground. Let your hips rest down. We're here for almost a minute. Let your heartbeat come back to normal. Connect with your breathing again. And maybe take a brief moment to think of all the different ab muscles, core muscles that you've discovered today. So when we talk about core, it's not just your abdominals, actually. It also includes our back muscles, your hip flexors, any muscles that are working to stabilize the center of your body. We've been working a lot of them today. We haven't focused much on our back, but we've been doing a lot of our front and side abdominal muscles as well as our hip flexors. So these deep stabilizing muscles, the ones we've been working on, they do a lot more than just look good. When you can learn to turn on those stabilizing muscles, a lot of these positions become more efficient. You're working with deeper muscles, and you're actually teaching your body how to take these postures in a more efficient way and a safer way. You're protecting your joints, protecting different muscle groups, preventing injuries. So eventually it will become second nature to turn on these stabilizing muscles, and you should notice it. You should notice a difference in a lot of your different activities, sports, and workouts. All right, come back up to a kneeling position and then gently stretch forward into Sphinx pose. So your elbows are on the ground, slightly in front of your shoulders. Stretch out your neck however you'd like. Stretch out your abs. Take a breather here and stay in your Sphinx pose and watch while I demonstrate our last pose. So we're going to finish up with a chance for a headstand. If you have a headstand in your practice, go for it. I'm going to walk you through the basics of a headstand. If you'd like to skip it, skip it. You don't have to go for an inversion. A lot of people like to use the wall. If you'd like to go find a wall space, go for it. I personally am a fan of teaching a half headstand without the wall. I think it encourages you to engage your core. So you're going to lace your fingers and tuck your bottom finger in. You need to have your elbows shoulder width. So grab your elbows with your hands, test to see if they're shoulder width. Lace your fingers, and you're gonna put your head right into the cradle of your hands, coming onto the crown of your head. Start by lifting your hips, walking your feet towards your body, trying to get your back as up, down, straight as possible, your hips above your shoulders. You shouldn't have much weight in the crown of your head. If you'd like, next step of the challenge is to bend one knee, try to touch your heel to your bum, and then switch to your other leg. This might be as far as you go today. This is amazing for building strength. Maybe you bend your knees and hold that tuck position. This is where I like to teach the headstand. From there, then you can straighten one leg, then the next leg. Today, I'm actually going to challenge you all to stay with your knees tucked. Even if you have a headstand in your practice, this is an amazing way to build the stability you need to do safe inversions in the future. So at no point in your headstand should you feel any pain in your neck. You should not have weight in your head. You're holding the weight in your forearms. You're using your shoulders, the back of your shoulder blades, to protect your head and neck. If you do have a headstand practice and you want to try straightening your legs out parallel to the ground for an even harder challenge, maybe try that. But otherwise, just hold your tuck today. I like to learn from the tuck because falling from the tuck really isn't too bad. And if you use the wall, you'll become dependent on the wall. So I'm a fan of learning in the tuck position. After you take your headstand, you're going to come down and hold a child's pose for a full minute. So maybe pause the video, maybe rewind it to the part where I walk you through the headstand. Come up out of your Sphinx pose. Try out your headstand if you'd like. Really important to protect your neck and the top of your head. If you don't have the strength yet to not dump weight into your neck and your shoulders and your head, then skip it and take a dolphin pose. Dolphin is also a really great way to build the strength that you need to do this inversion safely. If you have any questions, please let me know. Girls, if you're on your period, skip any inversions that lift your hips up above your head. And a really great option is just legs up the wall. So whenever you finish your headstand, your challenge, meet me in child's pose. Again, make sure you always take some kind of relaxing head down position when you come out of your inversion, just so that you're not confusing your body and immediately going from blood down to blood up and rushing all the blood to your head. When you take about a minute of a child's pose, roll onto your back, and we're going to finish just with windshield wipering our legs. So feet are bent on the ground about mat width. Drop both of your knees over to the left. If you need more of a stretch in your hip flexors, your psoas, bring your left foot on top of your right thigh and gently use the weight of your foot to press your knee down towards the ground or your thigh down towards the ground. Activate the muscles behind your knees to protect them. Your chest is open, both of your shoulders are on the ground. Your arms, you can stretch them above your head or out to each side. Just enjoy a few deep breaths here, releasing your abs and your psoas muscles, which we used both of them quite a bit today. Close your eyes, smile, congratulate yourself on finishing a really hard 30-minute core challenge. If you're feeling like core is something that you really want to work on, you can actually add some of these challenges on to the end of the other practices. So when you go through the other videos, before you finish up, pause the video and try adding one or two of these core challenges onto the end of your regular practice. All right, bring your knees back up to the center and exhale them over to the right side. Maybe bringing your right foot onto your left thigh, maybe not. Squeeze the muscles behind your knee, protect your knees. And again, relax the rest of your body. Release your jaw, your forehead. Few last deep breaths here. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, completely emptying your lungs. Stretch your arms above your head. Bring your knees back up center. Maybe swing them over from one side to the other a few last times. And then you're going to stretch out your legs and take Shavasana. We worked really hard today. Try to stay in Shavasana as long as you can. If you can stay for 3 or 4 minutes, awesome. Make sure that you give your body rest, that the benefits of today's practice stay with you before you go back to normal life. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks for practicing with me. Namaste.